Land Rover Defender sandwich box. So this is a Land Rover Defender sandwich box, and people have said, I like the look of that, it looks all right, and my sandwiches will fit in there nice. Can we put it on the side of a Disco 3 or 4? And obviously you can't. The Land Rover fittings don't fit. The Land Rover fittings have got some hooks that sort of go over here as part of the design, and they've got some bolts that go in down here, so it doesn't work. But what we have come up with is a way of fixing it to our MOLLE plate. So we have the MOLLE plate here. We've done the video for the MOLLE plate, and that fits on the 2 hooks at the top that you can see I've installed, and then it fits onto these 2 plates at the bottom. So we are going to show you how, using our MOLLE plate, to fit the Land Rover style gearbox. I think they call it a gearbox. We used it for our cheese when we came back from France the other day. We didn't. If you put your cheese in your car, you come back after you've been on the ferry and the car just stinks of cheese, however well you wrap it. But we put it in the outdoor box, you see. We were cheese smell free. Right then, here we go. So you will need a kit to do this. So we have put together a little kit for fitting this together, and we'll probably, to make it easy, we'll supply a kit with this MOLLE plate and a box and these fittings all together. So these are the 2 covers that fit on, and we got some M6 bolts, washers, connector nuts, nylock nuts, and these are the bottom fixings. So in this video we are going to show you how to fit the box onto the MOLLE plate, and then how to fix the MOLLE plate onto the car with the attachments already being fitted. Right. Whew. Right, so the first thing you need to do is you need to get, now, right, we made a mistake here, I'm going to confess. So on the right hand MOLLE plate, we put the holes in the correct places. So the holes we're going to use are these, and these big ones at the bottom. So there's 6 of them. On the left hand side, we got them wrong. These bottom holes are just a bit out, but on the second batch they'll be in the right place. So now, as Land Rover only fitted it to the Defender on the right hand side, that should be okay for our right. If you want to fit it on the left, you will have to re-drill these 2 bottom holes, or wait till we're on the second batch. Sorry about that, but right. So I've got the washer behind to spread the load, and then the connector nut goes down. Now I wouldn't do it up ultra tight, because you'll see later, if we leave it loose, it gives us a little bit of wiggle room to get them in on the car. So, right, so I'm going to show you that again, and then I'll get on and do those. So put the washer over it first. Right, and then I will get on. I'll do those 4, and then I'll come back and join you. Right, then if you grab your gear carrier, you might have a key you have to undo, open it up. You'll notice we've got these 4 mounting points. Is the camera behaving itself, Kate?
It is now.
It is now. We've told it who's boss.
Yeah.
So the trick is we've got to get those 4 bolts to line up with those 4 there. So you're not gonna be lucky to get them all. So I've got one of the bolts has come through, and then if I have a look on this side, and I can just about get my fingers underneath, and you can see you might need to use let me use a ruler. Here we go. I might just be able to nudge that one into the right place. There he goes. Go on. That's it. So I've got the second one in now. So I'll get all 4 of those. Oh, that third one's coming. We're nearly there. That's it. Right, so there you go. Push those through, and then we've got the nylock nuts. So we can put the nylock nuts on. Now the tricky bit is we have to really, now we've got them in, tighten the nut. So I'm just going to put a spanner through there's a little foam. You can see the little foam here. So we should just be able to get a spanner and just hold the connector nut tight. Let me grab a spanner. Right, so I've got the spanner, 10mm spanner, and I've got the 10mm socket, and I'm just going to tighten up the socket underneath. There you go. You can see the spanner starting to turn. So now it's in the right position. So I've got to tighten all 4 of those up now underneath before we put the nuts on. What we've done is we've put the nuts on here loosely. 1, 2, 3. Let me just put that last one on there. He took a bit of pushing through, didn't he, Kate?
Yeah, he wasn't happy.
He wasn't happy, but he got there. Right, so we got those nuts, but don't tighten them. You should still have a little bit of movement in the box, just in case these bottom ones are out. So on these bottom ones, you got the bolt goes through from the front, and then we'll put the nylock nut on the back. Okay, and then you need a 17mm spanner and a 8 Allen key driver. And again, it's probably worth getting the other one in before you go ultra tight with this one. I'll chance it. Here we go. Right, the second one. God, those holes line up perfect. They're the holes that don't line up on the left-hand side. Okay, that's that. Right, I'll tighten up these little nylocks now. Now, for some reason, that one's longer, and I don't know why. We did have dome nuts when we fit this on the Defender, but because of the variable length on the way it's mounted here, we've had to use nylock nuts, which does give you a little bit of thread, which is not ideal. If you were super keen, you could cut that off and put a dome nut on, but it's more trouble than it's worth. Right, so we are now ready to lift this on. So close that. Right, we'll just I can do it quickly now. So take off your, again, there's the other video on this, but there's some, you've got a washer, then a spring washer, then a hoop. And when they're loose, these carriages can slide along. Ooh, we'll find that. And then we've got some M10 bolts mounted in here. Okay. Right, we can grab the assembly. Right, we've got the right. I tried fitting this on the left side in the video. Right, so you can slide this along now until these bolt holes line up there. Okay, right, I'll refit these bolts at the bottom, I'll refit the hooks at the top, and we'll do a little walk around. So there we go, there is the box, the side gear box fitted on a Land Rover Discovery 4, and you could fit that on either side, but obviously until I've got the left-hand panels sorted, you're going to struggle on the, or you'll have to drill those extra holes. Oh, I forgot the covers, Kate. Right, some little spring-loaded covers that just clip on there, look. I'll get it in the right place. There you go, just to finish that off. So there we go, so that is the MOLLE plate with side gear carrier sorted. Now it does stick out a little more than the wheel arch, but it certainly doesn't, if you go to the front, stick out any more than your wing mirror. But just be aware you have got a little extra width if you're driving with that, and your rear view might be slightly obscured in your mirror, but it's not much different to how we've got it mounted on the Defender. So there you go, MOLLE plate, side gear carrier, Disco 3 and 4 done.